This morning on The Dish, Chicago chef Joe Flamm. He's known to food fans nationwide after winning the Top Chef cooking competition in 2018. And now he's put that talent to use at one of Chicago's hottest new restaurants. His Rosemary in the Fulton Market neighborhood isn't your typical fare, blending the cuisines of Italy and Croatia. And he invited us to sample some of his best seasonal creations. In this former meatpacking district just off the Chicago River is a culinary voyage to the sun-drenched shores of the Dalmatian coast. At Rosemary, dishes exploring Italian-Croatian cuisine brim with faraway flavors, yet familiar experiences. Helmed by Chef Joe Flamm.
So you say that you serve Adriatic drinking food. What is that exactly?
It's either things that make you, kind of thirsty to have a glass of wine, or things you would want to have with some wine, or things maybe you would have because you've had a little bit too much wine.
It's a distinct craving inspired by traveling. Flamm aims to satisfy one plate at a time.
That's what we wanted this to be. That place where you walked by, you felt an energy coming off, and you're like, we got to go in.
Yeah.
You stop in and you have that moment in time, right?
The ambitious target is rooted in Flamm's love of both his native Chicago and family. Rosemary is named after his grandmothers, as well as the fragrant herb that grows along the coast of Italy and Croatia, where his wife's family is from.
The connective tissue between those two places is so rich and thick, you don't need to fuse the two. They've already been doing it for hundreds of years.
That journey includes the Croatian staple of grilled clams. But in true Windy City fashion, Flamms are dressed in butter, married with smoke ramps, a type of wild onion said to have given Chicago its name.
Cheers.
Cheers. Do you do that with clams? That's very good.
Flamm also prefers to start a big feast with a little gem salad.
You get the sweet brightness of the radishes that come through, a little bit of that kind of salty nuttiness from the cheese, and then that creamy, just buttery kaimak underneath. There's just that rich, almost ranch dressing quality to it of, a proper Midwestern salad.
You're trying to evoke ranch dressing in your own way.
We are who we are. We know who we are here. We're not afraid of it.
Then there are hearty favorites like the pork ribs papanella and scradine risotto, known as 12-hour risotto, for the time it takes to perfect, inspired by Flamm's wife's family recipe.
We braise veal breasts, we pick it, we take that liquid, we cook the rice down with that, Parmigiano, grilled chicken thighs on top of it.
That's a lot of flavor to pack into one dish.
It is.
And not a single drop of that flavor is to be wasted, which is why Flamm bakes bread with a recipe native to Croatia, fresh each morning.
So this is our house-made Lipinja bread. So this took us a really long time to figure out. There's not a lot of places that make this bread. It's shaped like a pita. It's kind of cooked like a pita, but it's also the interior structure of it's completely different. It's got the chew and crumb of a real bread. And then we use this as just a mop for pastas.
A bread mop is just perfect.
My favorite kind of mop.
That bread and much of the ever-evolving menu is prepared on a charcoal hearth, custom designed and inspired by the large grills Flamm would spot at roadside canobas, cozy taverns dotting the Croatian coast. Their smoke would often remind Flamm of barbecue in Chicago's summertime.
You're talking about bringing in Midwestern hospitality into a restaurant that specializes in Italian and Croatian food.
Yeah, but I think those all connect. I think that, very Italian style of hospitality is also that Midwest style of hospitality. It's welcoming, it's warm, it's, inviting. People want you to eat, they want you to stay.
A sense of being home, even as Flamm introduces a new cuisine to diners.
Croatian cuisine really isn't known that much in the United States.
And I think that was part of the thing that interested me about it. I was like, this food is familiar. I was like, I feel like I could cook this. It was not saying I'm the foremost expert on Balkan cuisine now, but of I know how to cook Italian food, and I want to use it to tell a story that I'm also trying to find out.
I think it's interesting that you call these dishes stories.
I love cooking with people and just listening to them. why are you cooking this? Years of cooking with my grandmother. And spending time in the kitchen with her.
Flamm calls his Italian grandmother Mary his first culinary influence before going on to train in some of Chicago's top restaurants, including Michelin-starred Spiaggia and Stephanie Izzard's Girl and the Goat. He's also cooked in some of Italy's top kitchens, refining his skills to bring classics back home.
We're making cacio e pepe today. One of my favorites.
Cacio e pepe is so simple, but sometimes really hard to perfect.
Well, I think anything that's simple, there's nothing to hide behind, right? So it's all technique.
Flamm's technique also includes a sense of hospitality, hard to miss.
Is there such thing as too much cheese?
Think of Midwestern amount of cheese.
Oh, well then, let's just dump
there you
that
go.
on.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
That generous spirit helped vault Rosemary instantly into one of Chicago's hottest reservations when it opened its doors last spring.
What has this journey meant to you?
I mean, everything. We're literally sitting in my dream right now. I get to do something that I love, that I'm super passionate about. It's part, this little community and this industry. It is so important to me.
How has the South Side of Chicago shaped you?
It's definitely very much who I am. It's in your blood. You're from there, you live there, you die there. It's who we are. It's a tight-knit community. It's community-focused. It's family-focused.
For Flamm, that determination has paid dividends.
One of the grandmothers that your restaurant is named after has been here.
Yeah, my grandma Mary, she doesn't live far from here. She comes in quite a bit.
What does it mean to her that you named this restaurant after her?
Well, I'm one of 24 grandchildren on that side, so I think I'm just trying to cement my position as number one grandchild.
Do you think you've done that?
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's not even close.
For sure. And by the way, I brought some food back with me from Chicago. We have some lapinja bread, because you saw me get lost in that, and cacio e pepe. So please enjoy.
Oh,
Nice.
We'll be right back.
Nice job.
Oh, yum.
Yeah.